Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicleknight channel.
This video is sponsored by PTCGLstore.com, a great place for you to buy Pokemon TCG code cards. Please remember to use my code KNIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Thank you guys so much for your support and for your supporting PTCGLstore.com. In today's video, I'll be showcasing Gothitelle from the PALDEA Evolved expansion set, and we'll be using the Orbeetle engine. Gothitelle is very unique thanks to its ability Read the Stars. Once during your turn, you may look at the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck, put one back on top of their deck, and the other card you put on the bottom of their deck. So our main strategy is to control what our opponent will draw on their next turn. Its attack also pairs nicely with this ability. For 1 Psychic and 1 Colorless Energy, this attack deals 120 damage, and then you can discard a random card from your opponent's hand. This can greatly limit your opponent's access to playable cards. Since Gothitelle is a stage 2, I'll be utilizing Orbeetle with the Evomancy attack. Depending on how many energies are attached on Orbeetle, you can search your deck for that many stage 2 Pokemon and put it straight to your bench. Orbeetle though is a high risk, high reward setup, and by focusing on Orbeetle as the main engine, the probability of winning a game greatly depends on how well you can have Orbeetle to set up all of your stage 2 Pokemon on your bench. And majority of the times we'll be starting the game with Blipbug to evolve into Orbeetle. Thankfully though, we also have this Luxray with the Explosiveness ability. When you're just setting up to play at the beginning of a game, if this card is in your hand, you can actually start with this as your active Pokemon, just as you would normally with a basic Pokemon. And its attack is very useful. For just 1 Colorless Energy, Seeking Fang not only deals 50 damage, but you can also search your deck for up to 2 trainer cards and put them into your hand. With this attack, you can find the cards you need to help evolve your Orbeetle. And if you happen to get behind on prize at the beginning of the game, you may even be able to use Reversal Energy on Orbeetle so they can have access to 3 energies right away. But we also have access to Double Turbo Energy to act as 2 energies when you need it. So once we've set up our Orbeetle, we can now put multiple stage 2 Pokemon into play. It is important to note however that your stage 2 Pokemon must be in the deck for Orbeetle to set it up, which is why Iono is an important supporter card for this build. And it also helps limit your opponent's hand late game. The best combination that I've found for Gothitelle are with these Pokemon. First, I have Gardevoir with the Shining Arcana ability. You look at the top 2 cards of your deck. If any of them are basic energy, you may attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like, then draw the other cards. Second is Gardevoir EX. Make sure you utilize the high HP on this Pokemon since it can help you to stall. It has the Psychic Embrace ability, which allows you to accelerate basic psychic energies from your discard pile to your psychic type Pokemon in any way you like, but you put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. Third is Gallade with its Buddy Catch ability, allowing you to search your deck for 1 supporter card and put it into your hand. Fourth is Inteleon with a Quick Shooting ability. Once during your turn, you can put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. This is great for putting additional damage to your opponent's Pokemon while you stall with Gothitelle. And fifth is this Gengar. I like this one because it's not dependent on Orbeetle, because it has the ability Netherworld Gate. If this card is in the discard pile, you can just put it straight to your bench. And it has an attack that requires only 1 energy. Screaming Circle allows you to put 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon times the number of Pokemon your opponent has on their bench. With all of these Pokemon working together, Gothitelle may just gain you total control on your opponent's board. Also keep in mind that if your Pokemon's HP gets low, just use Cheryl to full heal all of your evolution Pokemon. One challenge this build can face are matchups that have powerful draw support. So to deal with that, you will have to knock out your opponent's Pokemon draw support, and I'm also using Path to the Peak Stadium, which will turn off the abilities of all Pokemon with a rule box on them. This can greatly help prevent your opponent from drawing extra cards. While it can be quite a challenge to use Orbeetle, if you are successful in your stage 2 setup though, your Gothitelle can limit your opponent's hand while controlling what card they draw into. If everything goes according to plan, you may just be able to have total control over your opponent's hand, even preventing your opponent from ever playing the game. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below, and now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Gothitelle. Alright, so my opponent wins the coin flip and they've decided to go first. We have to mulligan, we don't have any basic Pokemon in our hand. And right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, because it is my objective to showcase Gothitelle on its own, it's actually really tough to pull off this strategy. But having that disruption ability in your deck is actually really useful. You can always just go old school and just clobber your opponent using Gardevoir and Gardevoir EX. We're gonna start this one with Luxray in the active spot though. We have Level Ball to find our Blipbug, and since we are going second, we can always just use Iono to find our energy. For the meantime, my opponent's gonna start with Luminian V in their active spot. You hate to see that, because it is a supporter Pokemon. It's practically useless at this point, and they have a liability in play, basically. But let's see what their main attacker is. Looks like to be a Chien Pao deck because of all the sleeves and everything. But they're just gonna end their turn. Okay, we're gonna take advantage of that. We got a basic energy from our top deck, so that's really good. Can put that to Luxray and attack. But for the meantime, we're gonna use Level Ball to get Blip Bug. You always want to start with one Blip Bug on your bench at least. And alright, we got a Gallade prize. That's a really important card in the long run, but it's good to know that we don't have access to it. I'm just gonna use Iono, disrupt my opponent's hand, and we got an Orbeetle and another Blip Bug. Okay. I feel kind of safe right now, because I don't think they can use their Radiant Greninja to attack just yet. I'm always scared that they're gonna do a double knockout on my Blip Bug, but I'm just gonna attack with Seeking Fang, dealing 100 damage to their Luminian V because it is weak against lightning. And definitely we are going to use Rare Candy because we have an Orbeetle to evolve into. And let's see what else we can get here. Path to the Peak seems good, but they have a lot of cards in their hand right now. It could be just useless if they just bump it out. So increasing Luxray's attack is also an option, but I think I'm gonna go with Raihan. And I always go for those two anyways, because Raihan is great if your opponent manages to knock out Luxray. You can just accelerate that energy from the discard pile and then find one card from your deck. Okay, there's the Chien Pao EX, very good. And then they also have Frigibacks all set up now. And if they manage to evolve into Baxcalibur next turn, they can accelerate all those water energies and just knock us out into submission, basically. Alright, so their setup is one turn behind, I think. Just gonna evolve into an Orbeetle and then put the double turbo energy and put Blip Bug in play as well. And I could knock out this Luminian V, get an early 2 prize, but that could just mess up my Orbeetle lineup. And might as well get Dottler, thin out our deck. And let's see, I'm not gonna use Arvin. I'm just gonna use Evomancy and set up 2 stage 2s. I'm gonna go for Gothitelle for sure. And I think Gardevoir EX will be useful. That way we can tank at least a hit or 2 while we stall a little bit. And then go from there. Alright. Well, my opponent manages to evolve into a Baxcalibur. Oh man, so this is pretty tough. They have 4 cards in their hand. Okay, they have 1 on Luminian V2 retreats and 1 on Chien Pao and Avery. Bro, not Avery. Okay, draw 3 cards and then we have to discard a card until I only have 3 Pokemon on my bench. So this is pretty tough because I'm going to keep Gothitelle and Gardevoir for sure. It's between Luxray and Blip Bug. If they knock out my Orbeetle, we're going to lose that. And then we're going to be stuck with these 3. But they are down to 4 cards in their hand. I could keep Luxray and I could still knock out Luminian V, so I think I'm gonna go with just sacrificing Blip Bug. I could always just recover it. They might knock out my Orbeetle, or they will knock out my Orbeetle. I'm pretty sure they have the energy that they need. But yeah, this is pretty tough because now we're gonna lose the both Orbeetle line and we're gonna get stuck with these 3. Although I could just get Gengar and then get a knockout on that Luminian V. Like a surprise attack or something. But despite my opponent's draw of energies. If they use up all their energies, it's still gonna dwindle down the cards that they have on their hands. So let's see. 4 cards on Chien Pao EX. Okay. Okay, they only need to discard 2, I think, to knock out my Orbeetle. Okay. So they discard 3. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna go with Guard of War EX in the active. We can possibly tank a hit here as long as my opponent doesn't have a bunch of energies. Let's go ahead and use Read the Stars, and let's prevent my opponent from drawing any more energies. And I have an Ultra Ball. I could actually use that to discard the energy and just accelerate the energies with Guard of War EX. Get rid of these 2. That way I can use right hand. Well, I won't be able to use Guard of War EX if I use right hand, but I think I'm gonna go for Gengar here. If I can discard this, I can just put it into play right away, and then I can attack for at least 80 damage. As long as my opponent maintains the Pokemon they have on their bench. But I will have to recover my Blip Bug at some point here, but if I can slow down my opponent, I think it will really help. I'll just put the energy on Gothitelle, and I'm gonna go for Path to the Peak here. Because the Pokemon that is drawing those energies is Chien Pao. If I can prevent them from doing that, they might not get the energy they need to knock out my Guard of War EX. So we will survive maybe a turn or 2. And for as long as they keep discarding their energies, they're gonna lose firepower. Unless they draw into... Well, we are controlling what they're drawing right now. Unless they have another support card on their hand that I don't know about. They could we could just get messed up here. But yeah, that's the name of the game, I guess. It's all RNG too, depending on what your opponent has in their hand. But if they have Cynthia's Ambition, okay, well, that helped them to draw 2 extra cards. Ultra Ball though will make them discard 2 cards. Alright, so now they're down to 2. And okay, so they have a lot of energies, man. They also have Palkia V, so if my Path to the Peak sticks, they will not be able to use Palkia V-Star's ability. So we're gonna continue with this Gothitelle. We will need another energy though, and we will need something to get Guard of War EX out of the active spot. So I'll get an energy first, and then wish I could get a switch. I can start attacking with Gothitelle, but I'm just gonna go with Vitality Band. Maybe increase the attack of Gothitelle. So what I'm gonna do is just energize Gothitelle here, put Vitality Band, increasing our attack damage to 130, and we're gonna use Read the Stars, again controlling what they have, getting this energy retrieval to the bottom of their deck. That is insane. So now they can't recover any energies to power up their Chien Pao. So okay, we are in control right now. Hopefully they don't have anything else. They have Palkia V-Star, but we have Path to the Peak to prevent them from using its ability. So we know for sure that they have another Chien Pao in their hand. And we got a switch from our top deck. Dude, we didn't even need to use Arven. That is crazy. What I could do is actually just... Let me use Read the Stars first. Okay, Arven could get them out of this situation. But an energy could help them to attack. I think I'm gonna go with Arven, because that one energy, they can only deal 120 to our Gothitelle. So we're gonna psych out 130 damage. Then we also discard their Chien Pao EX from their hand. Alright. So we are gonna get damaged here for sure with that one energy, but no way for my opponent to draw extra cards. This is pretty crazy. So at least we can control that. My fear is that if we draw into like 2 supporter cards that helps them draw, then that's gonna be really bad. But for the meantime, we're looking good right now. So they're down to just 1 card in their hand. This is crazy. And they're just gonna attack for 120 damage. Yeah, and that's gonna discard 2 more cards from their Chien Pao EX. We got another energy. We might as well start energizing our Guard of War EX. And let's go ahead and use Arvin. I could use Ultra Ball and Bravery Charm. Bravery Charm is only to keep my Blipbug alive, so it's practically useless at this point. And I'm just gonna... Let's see, I don't really need anything here right now. And I'm just going to put Gengar in play, might as well. And then... yeah, we're just gonna attack. But first, read the stars, of course. Rare candy. Yeah, either one of these is fine. They could just get the rare candy. This is so evil. It's actually working. This is insane. So Psych Out will knock out another this Chien Pao and discard another Chien Pao from their hand. So they have 3 Chien Paos in their discard pile. And now we have double turbo energy and a basic energy. And we can even power up our Gengar to attack. This is crazy. So we know what they got in their hand. It's a rare candy. They can't use their ability to get any energies. So their Baxcalibur is pretty much useless and they're just gonna end their turn. Alright, read the stars. Katie, shuffle your hand to the deck, then draw 8. That will end your turn. Energy Search could get them energy, but Katie will end their turn, but that's gonna increase the cards they have in their hands. So Katie definitely will go to the bottom of the deck. They can have 1 energy, that's fine, but we're gonna continue to attack. 130 damage to this Chien Pao, discarding that rare candy. Now it's my opponent's turn. Bro, this strategy, it's working, guys! It's working! We are in total control right now. This is crazy. And there you have it, guys. This is perfect. This is what I had envisioned with the strategy, and it's actually working. I have been tirelessly trying to make this work, and finally I found a match that actually showcased it. It's not always gonna work out this way. Again, if your opponent has a really strong draw engine, you have to take care of those draw engine first. I think they're gonna try and attack with Palkia V-Star. Got a boss's order from our top deck though. Let's go ahead and see what they can draw into. Another rare candy, alright? Put that Cynthia in the bottom. And I'm just gonna Psych Out to get another knockout against this Chien Pao EX. Getting us 2 more prizes. And we're pretty much all set, really. All we have to do is just boss this Luminion V, or your opponent can just give it to you, you know? There it is! There's the win, guys. Gothitelle single-handedly destroys this Chien Pao EX build. This is crazy. And yeah, that's basically the whole thing with Gothitelle. Is so disruptive. If you can get it to go to work. And yeah, there you have it, guys. Gothitelle against Chien Pao EX. Good game. Alright, so my opponent wins the coin flip and they've decided to go first. We actually had to take a few mulligans here, but I'm gonna start with the Luxray in the active spot. Alright, so my opponent's gonna start with a Pineco in the active and also an Apom on the bench. Alright, so this looks to be a Fortress EX matchup, and I actually showcased this in my channel already. So Ambipom, depending on how many energies it has, it can deal a ton of damage depending on how successful the coin flips are, and it has a potential to block damage. Again, depending on the coin flip. Okay, so they're gonna pass it on to us with 1 energy to their Pineco. They can attack if they evolve into a Fortress EX, but at least we got a Blipbug from our top deck, which is really nice. But we will need an energy here to power up Luxray. Having this rare candy in Orbeetle is actually really nice, but I think I'm going to go for Iono here. I don't want to use up that reversal energy on Luxray. Okay, Path to the Peak could be useful. Let me put an energy on Luxray. Good thing we got that basic energy. Put this Vitality Band, and we're just going to Path to the Peak and extra HP for our Blipbug. Gonna use Seeking Fang to deal 60 damage to their Pineco, and Raihan and Rare Candy. As per usual, that's what we want. And I don't know if they can actually knock out our Luxray. Forgot how much damage Fortress EX deals. So let's see if they can evolve this one and start attacking. But I know for sure they can't use their ability with this Path to the Peak. But with Professor's research, maybe they'll draw into a stadium to bump out our Path to the Peak. Dude, it's a Wo Chien EX. Alright, Wo Chien EX. Very nice. It's nice to see this deck. Alright, they're going to deal 30 damage with Pineco. So we are looking good right now. Got an Orbeetle, dude. That's actually really good. Could use Rare Candy to evolve, but I don't want to waste it. Let me go ahead and boss and just get a knockout on this Bidoof. That's fine. 60 damage, knocking out their Bidoof. We need to take care of their draw engine anyways. Again, we're using our Gothitelle to prevent my opponent from setting up. So I'm just going to get Energy Search. We're going to get an extra card here from the knockout. A basic energy, which is great. We can accelerate that to our Orbeetle. And then hopefully, if my Path to the Peak sticks, we should be okay. Okay, an energy to their Wo Chien. Ultra Ball again. That's really good to see because now my opponent is actually taking more cards from their hand. They're going to evolve into a Fortress EX. Now it can deal 120 damage to our active, and then it has 30 less damage. It received 30 less damage from attacks. Okay. They have a boss though, which they can knock out our Blipbug, which is very unfortunate. But with one card left in their hand, what are the chances that's going to be useful for them to basically draw into more cards? Unless they get a really good card from their prize here, we're pretty much slowing them down thanks to the Path to the Peak. So we're back to Luxray. We have to set up another Blipbug. We got an Ultra Ball from our top deck though, which is really nice. Here, what we're gonna do is discard these two because Path to the Peak is really useful right now. Get a Blipbug. And what we're gonna do is use Raihan to accelerate energy to our Blipbug, and then we're just gonna get reversal energy is what I'm thinking. And then nope, not that. Reversal energy. We got Rare Candy already. So reversal energy, I think this is gonna work because unless they have another boss in their hand, it is what it is. But if not, we're just gonna deal Seeking Fang 30 damage to their Fortress EX. And let's see what we're gonna do here. I don't really think I need anything else here. I could use Boss's Orders again. Iono could be helpful too, and Cheryl to help us heal. So our next turn, we can definitely set up for stage 2s, including Gardevoir EX, which can deal or tank a lot of hits. But I am a little bit worried with that Wo Chien though, because it can hit our bench, and we don't have any Manaphy to prevent any bench damage. Okay, seeing that Gardevoir really worries me. Let me go ahead and evolve my Orbeetle. And let me get another energy. And I'm just going to continue to push for more damage to their Fortress EX. So all of these support cards I'm just drawing just in case. So Boss's Order is really great, but I don't really need any of these as of right now. Reversal Energy. They can attack with Wo Chien at this point, but not enough to knock out our Orbeetle. So we should be fine. And besides that, Fortress EX requires 3 energies to retreat. So with our bench fully open, we can actually get 5 stage 2 Pokemon on our bench. This is pretty crazy. I know we're a few turns into the game already, but let's see if we can keep this momentum going. So I'm just gonna go with all of these. These are all the available stage 2s that I really want to put into play. I don't need Luxray anymore, so we got 2 Gothitelles, 1 Gardevoir, 1 Gardevoir EX, and Inteleon. And Inteleon is here because it's very useful, because if my opponent can't play any cards, and if they can't even attack, Inteleon will just continue to put chip damage to their Pokemon. So now, with that knockout, my opponent gets another prize. So we're down 3. We're down 2 prizes actually, because we did take that one knockout against their Bidoof. So I'm gonna use Shining Arcana to draw extra cards. We have our Reversal Energy, and it's gonna take effect because my opponent has taken more prize cards than we have, and we're just gonna Iono, and that's gonna put them down to 3 cards regardless. I'm gonna quick shooting their think this Pineco seems like a good target, and now we're gonna try and control what they draw into. So get rid of that Iono, and then get rid of this energy. So we got 2 Gothitelles in play already. We're just gonna use Psych Out to deal 90 damage against their Fortress EX. Not quite enough to knock it out, but we did get rid of Energy Recycler, which is a big deal. Because if they don't have any more energies left in their deck, they might not be able to attack at all. But they evolve into another Fortress EX, which is really bad, because now we can't knock out their Pineco. But at least that shows us what cards they have in their hand, which is nothing. So now they're down to nothing. Okay, so let's see. I wish I had Gallade, because I could use Boss's Orders right now. Let me just start energizing this Gothitelle, I guess. And I'm gonna go for a quick shooting on this Kricketot. Read the stars. Okay, let's get rid of Roxanne. They don't have any Bidoof to evolve, so yeah, we could knock out this Fortress EX. Very nice. So at least we get 2 prizes for that. We got our Gallade and a Raihan. Okay, that's very good. Our prizes are even, so I can't really use Reversal Energy on Gardevoir. Gardevoir is actually really powerful with the Reversal Energy. If you have a bunch of those in the deck, Gardevoir can deal some 300 plus damage. Okay, so they're gonna attack with Wo Chien EX, attacking our bench, knocking out our Gothitelle, and now we're down to 1 Gothitelle in the active spot. We have to disrupt my opponent here, because they can just easily knock out my active at this point. But unless they have another energy, they can't really attack the active. Let's see, I could use the Boss's Orders. Use Shining Arcana first. If I can build up energy on this Gardevoir, I could potentially deal some serious damage against my opponent. Well, for now, I'm just going to recover my Boss's Orders and Raihan. And let's see. See, that's the thing, though. My opponent can just continue to knock out my benched Pokemon. It's really It's really obnoxious, but okay. We're gonna try. We're gonna do our best. I'm gonna power up my Gardevoir EX because that's the one less likely to get knocked out. And then we're just gonna deal some damage to their active, and then hopefully deal the finishing blow with Gardevoir EX. Let's see. Can still use Read the Stars here. Serena Boss's Order seems to be the worst one. Although they could draw extra cards with Serena, but we're just gonna deal 120 damage to their Wo Chien. So that puts it closer to getting knocked out. All we have to do is use Gardevoir EX to knock out this Wo Chien, and then that will deal with all of their attacker. But with the Serena, that helps them draw into 5 cards. If I can only get an Iono, that would be awesome. Make them shuffle their hand and then lower it to 2. That would be awesome. Or they could just get rid of all of their cards themselves. All right. But they're going to evolve into a Cricketune, which adds more HP to their Pokemon. And now Wo Chien has 320 HP. Along with the Bravery Charm tool card. That is actually pretty crazy. I could rebuild this deck with Wo Chien in there and also Cricketune. That's actually a really good strategy there. But we have Cheryl. I could just heal up all of my Pokemon, but that will discard my energies. And with Path to the Peak in play, we can't re-energize using Gardevoir EX. So now we have to kind of reassess our strategy here, but for the meantime, I'm gonna continue to put chip damage to their Cricketune. Just use Shining Arcana. Dude, we got an energy. That is actually pretty cool. So now we're dealing 190. It's not gonna be enough to knock it out. Not gonna be enough to knock it out. If I had the Vitality Band, maybe, but we already used it up. So I'm just gonna stall here. Without any cards to help them switch out their Ambipom, we can control what they have in their hands. So Escape Rope's not gonna help them retreat their Ambipom. They will get a Bidoof, but as long as they don't draw into extra cards, that's fine. I'm just gonna switch into Inteleon, and I'm gonna see if I can use Waterfall here. Heads. Does that mean we hit? No, that means we don't hit. Okay. We're gonna try, because if we can get 50 damage and then put 4 damage counters to Ambipom, that's an extra prize that we can take. And then all we have to do is basically take care of that Wo Chien to get our last 2 prizes. So as of right now, they're just sitting without any way to get their Ambipom out of the active spot. So this 2 damage counter might help against this Wo Chien, right? If we can boss it, we can knock it out and then don't have to worry about it. Let's see. We gotta control what they're drawing first, though. Let's get rid of Boss's Orders. And then why does it say 0? No, we should be dealing damage. Right? Let's go ahead and try it. Waterfall. Alright, they get tails, so yeah, okay, 50 damage. I knew it. So that was an error. We're only hitting 0 damage if they flip heads. But yeah, so that 50 damage is gonna go a really long way. We can get that chip damage to knock out their Ambipom, knock out their Wo Chien, and then we can get 3 prizes all at once, right? So it's gonna be slow, but slowly but surely. We're just gonna continue to control what they draw into, and we should be okay. Dude, get that professor's research out of here. And then I'm looking for a boss's orders. Right, but for now, I'm just gonna quick shooting this guy. So now we can even knock out their cricket tune. Shining Arcana, another energy. Could build up my Gardevoir to attack as well. And then let's see, get Arvin. Alright, we got one boss in the deck. That's what we're looking for. And we can pretty much have this game. But I'm going to go for a switch in case we need to switch out. And I don't want to attack right now. Because if I knock out this Ambipom, they're going to use their Wo Chien and target our Gardevoir EX to win the game. So we're going to leave them at that. We can knock out their Cricketune. We get one prize, and then all we have to do is get a boss orders to get that Wo Chien to get our last 2 prizes. So come on, get me the boss's orders. Okay, we still didn't get it. We're gonna continue to control what they draw into. Let's get rid of this basic energy, because that's gonna help them to retrieve their Ambipom. So we're gonna just knock out their Cricketune at this point. Get our 1 prize, and then all we have to do is draw into that boss's orders, and then we'll have this match basically. All right, I think that's pretty good. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Am I missing something? Is there any other way I could have won this game a lot faster? But yeah, there you have it. Gothitelle as a very disruptive card really can help you control the tides of a match. You're gonna use Shining Arcana. Got another energy. And then there's the boss. I think we have this. All we have to do is just switch out. And then, yeah, attack with Gardevoir EX to knock out their Wo Chien for the win. There you have it, guys. This Gothitelle is pretty disruptive. Man, I gotta tell you, that's a really nice win too. So I'm definitely gonna showcase this one. And there you have it, guys. Gothitelle against their Wo Chien EX. Good game.
And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.